towards the future a little bit. A lot of you are going to be thinking, how long will this last? When will we be back? And as Mr. D already said, we don't have an anticipated date for return. There are a couple things that we need to think about. First, there is Thanksgiving holiday coming up. I would anticipate that more people, despite what the governor has shared over restrictions of family gatherings, I think it's safe to say more people will interact with people they may not normally interact with as a result of the holiday. That information, in concert with what we already know about the upswing of exponential growth of cases, I think it's safe to say that at some point we will reach a red level in New Jersey. I don't know when that will be, but I believe that will happen. Last year, when we hit red, that is when the governor put schools all virtual statewide. If you ask me what I think will happen, I believe that may happen, and I think it could happen in the next few weeks. If that happens, then there will be the next question: when will the state come back? I can't predict that, but there's another big holiday after that. You've seen some districts in our neighboring districts have already said that they will not come back till January 19th. We're not prepared to do that. Why would we say that? We approach each day as a new opportunity to reopen, because that's what we're here to do, to educate kids, to be together. I am not prepared to shut the schools down until January 19th. Mr. D is not prepared to do that. Might that happen? That might. Might that be out of our control? That might. So we're taking it day by day. We're making decisions based on our clientele. And if we can be open, we will be open.
One interesting bit of information that came out of this is more amusing than important, but the state has now allowed us, on what would normally have been a snow day, they have not allowed virtual instruction to replace snow days in the past, but this year they are allowing that. So should we get a snowstorm, all faculty will work from their homes and all students will have instruction on those days, unless the snowstorm is to the point where
State of emergency.
Yeah, state of emergency where trees are down and stuff like that. We would then just call it a snow day. But it is interesting. I just thought I'd like to share that. I found that to be encouraging for some reason.
But you know, our neighbor in Mount Olive, we can mention it. Our neighbor in Mount Olive, Superintendent Zawicki, he said that a snow day should be a day that they would keep. If it snows, there should be no school, because snow days are something for students to enjoy. I agree that snow days are fun, right? But I said to Mr. D, we should have sunny days. It should be the first day in spring that is above 70 degrees that's sunny. And then that should be the day that there's no school, because that would be a time to enjoy the outdoors. I don't know.
And this is what I put up with every day.
We should.
In summary, a few additional tidbits of information. As you know, the district has tennis courts up near the senior center. Those courts will be redone between now. As much work as we can do now will be done, and the lines and stuff will be painted in the spring. But that is something that both the community and school have put forth as a priority, and the Board of Education was quite kind in letting us add that in use of cell tower revenue. As you also may know, the Hudson Maxim School is up for resale. We did sell it once, and the deal fell through, so we are now back to square one. There will be an auction of the building, probably in early February. We've hired a firm to run that auction, at no cost to taxpayers. The auctioneers, if they're successful in auctioning the building, the fee comes from the buyer, not the seller. So we're going to try that out to ascertain if we can have success there. Our new track has had excellent use from the community. There are various groups, some of whom I've gotten to know, and it's just, I love the fact that something that occurred is being utilized in a good fashion by community members, and that includes a strong coterie of senior citizens. We're working on next year's budget, where we will once again face another state aid cut of almost $3 million. So we're juggling things with that. We're still doing the things we were hired to do. I'm not sure we were hired to manage a COVID pandemic, but we're doing the best we can. We continually welcome input, constructive criticism, ideas, etc. We do not take the responsibility of being public servants lightly. Joe has one last item.
And one other item of note, we are having a meeting with the superintendents from the county this Friday for another update. There will likely be more information coming from the Department of Health at that time, and we will be able to communicate that out to families at that time. Additionally, many people are asking about athletics for the winter. It was communicated out that there would be winter athletics indoors, and that included anything from basketball to wrestling, you name it, that occurred during the winter. Obviously, that's being looked at again, considering the recent health information, and that's an evolving process. We're expecting an update to come about that, and keep in mind that if winter sports, for some reason, don't happen in the winter, they are giving us, it appears, an option that could later be offered in the spring. So I'm really, really optimistic that even if we have to make a very difficult decision, or if that decision is taken out of our hands, that there will still be opportunities for our scholar athletes, because for many of them, that is what keeps them connected to their peers, to their social relationships, and helps them in their academic success, not to mention provides some of our students with great scholarship opportunities for school. So I don't want to discredit how important athletes are to our community and how much sports mean to those families.